there correctly.
There's a lot riding on this game, man. I can understand why you would feel like you need to take that little bit of extra time.
I mean, remember, Nongshim were for a long time a top 3 team in round 1, and then they fell off dramatically, and now they potentially might get eliminated from play-ins. And Bro almost made the Legend group. None of these teams are where they thought they were going to be 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago, they were like, oh, a trajectory is good. Well, for Bro, at least. For Nongshim, probably like a few more weeks before that where they were feeling better. But my point is, a bit of a fall from grace for both of these, and now they need to climb out of the hole.
Well, let's see what they're going to do that. As the Camille going to be taken away from Namgung. I love that. I think that he deserves the respect for that champion. And the Vi, not going to go over to Gideon here. See what they're aiming for as far as a first pick, because now the lock going to be banned. So either Orianna or Cassiopeia are going through. And with lock banned, the Orianna first pick does seem to feel a whole lot better.
I agree. See what this final ban will be. Probably just by Orianna. But Poppy is up if that is the case.
Yeah, Poppy and Cassio, both up and available. And if you ban none of them, maybe you get like 2 out of the options. That could be a decent choice here. But instead, Orianna going to be banned. Cassio going to be first picked most likely. And there it is for Nongshim. So Scout, or I guess Diable, could be playing that one.
So now Gideon or Namgung are probably going to be playing Poppy. But the question is, what are you playing it with? You're in the mid lane. Rise doesn't feel great into Cassiopeia, but still a very strong pick.
Yeah, I feel like that's the good old self counter doesn't feel phenomenal.
Okay, just going to play the Syndra. This is an old counter, but one that isn't really working all that much right now.
Yeah, Vikla had a bit of a rough time on this matchup just a couple of days ago, or at least on the Syndra. He might have been into the Rise. May need to correct me for being wrong there. But let's see whether Gideon does pull the trigger on the Poppy, because Gideon was the best Poppy jungler player. Like, he was so good at it.
I mean, basically, right? Peanut was a thing, a Poppy player once, but I think you mean like right now.
All right, yeah, it was his best champion by a country mile. Let's just say that.
Come on, we can't take it from Peanut.
In one moment in time, Gideon was the Poppy guy. I'll have to say that. And yeah, I shouldn't be be rude to
there was a really cool graphic that, as we're going to get Jarvan Rumble here, there was a really cool graphic that was put up on the space on Wednesday about Poppy's been banned more than any other champion, but here's the jungle meta, and she's good into every single pick. That's, I think, part of what you wait to see if it's a good angle for the Poppy. Now that you see that they have, it's Lisa and Chicken, by the way. It's either the Skarner or the Poppy you're worried about in this case.
Yep.
They lock the Jarvan, and Gideon is going to pick. By the way, you said his best pick is Poppy. Since that's permanently banned, I always think about Lee Sin. His Lee Sin is the next one. Crazy, and now they're going to have to play support Poppy if they want to use Steadfast Presence to make his life miserable. See if it gets banned. It might still.
Yeah, you could actually look to do that. Jarvan kind of has his day ruined by a Poppy as well, so there is still an angle for Brion to go for that option.
It's crazy that like Jhin Bard is also still a thing in this draft. I think that play has to be banned away by Nongshim RedForce here.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Namgung could be on that.
Unless they want to play Caitlyn Bard and they want to play a little bit of a little bit of chicken on that as well. Obviously, they don't have pick priorities, so I don't think that's a game they should play. Nongshim, that is. Sivir gets taken away here. And the Shen will follow. Still a consideration on that Poppy ban, but could take away a Caitlyn.
Yep.
I think that's where I'd be most focused if we're looking at 80 carries.
And I do like Nongshim's core right now, as far as like their first 3 champions do work very well together. They are quite short range though, and I do feel like HANJIN BRION's ability to get picks with this comp that they have built up so far could be difficult for Nongshim to play into. We'll see how they do round it out. The Alistair going to be denied.
Really interesting bans here for Nongshim. The Shen I can get behind 100%, but Alistair over Bard is a little weird for me.
Gragas.
That
would have been weird.
Instead, it will be a Gnar into the Rumble. This is a rare matchup that we see almost never. I can't remember the last time.
Yeah, bit of a yodel off. But this wasn't necessarily considered the counter for the Rumble or anything like that.
I mean, you normally see like a Jace or an Ornn or even the Cassante, which is more common. I would have liked the Cassante, to be honest, because you've got such a great draft for it. But Diable's going to get his hands on the Ezreal here.
Oh, God, this draft
Ezreal Leona.
Kind of gorgeous from Nongshim. the way that it's come together,
Yeah, no, every part of it works together well, and it's got strong lanes. So, what is it just Bard? There's nothing that the Bard sets up. It's actually not a good Bard angle. It's good in the lane, but it's otherwise kind of worthless. I would prefer not the Bard here.
Well, Namgung has been watching Korea, I guess. The Rakan would be a self-counter pick into the Leona, though, so I don't know whether I really like it for that reason, but
I feel like
still going to lock it in.
This is a giant draft gap.
Yeah, I mean, Rakan that is not the ace in the hole.
I don't like almost any of these champions individually, except the Lee Sin in this meta. And, I mean, the Jhin needs setup, right? I'll say that Jhin individually is fine, but they don't have great setup for the Jhin in this draft. They don't have that Cassante. They don't have good matchups. Like, people believe Syndra is good into the Cassiopeia, but I'm just not seeing it with my eyes. I know people like to trust it and that on paper it could work out that way and it's supposed to work out that way. I look at Gnomeshim's draft, I'm like, that's a composition right there. That's some S-tier champions and Leona, which is pretty okay. It's Lehends one of his best, you know?
I would be very surprised if Nongshim lost this game, based on what we're seeing with the champions that are being picked up. However, I was also quite surprised when Nongshim lost to DNS and then did it again. So maybe the draft doesn't matter. Maybe this is the Rise group. And this is a time where you can pick the champions that you want. And as long as you have the better vibes, you're just going to win.
Tempo vibes?
And if anyone has the vibes, man, it is HANJIN BRION. The bros, they know how to have a good time. And Nongshim, they've been having a hard time more recently. Let's see what happens as we get into the rift here for game number 1. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the rift for game number 1. Bro versus Nongshim.
You know, you mentioned that 2022 Nongshim roster with BD and Ghost and Dread.
Yeah.
Kana.
Yeah.
It was a rough one. BDD famously had on his POG card a picture of him looking like he was shooting himself in the head, and I always found that to be so ironic considering it was his worst year of his career. And it's like he didn't want to be there. But maybe BDD is just a big Persona 3 fan. I never thought about it, you know? Maybe that's his whole thing.
Hey, maybe that was what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Persona 3 was weird for all that stuff.
Yeah, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. My wife really didn't like it.
Yeah,
I beat it before we had a kid, though, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, get that one out of the way so you don't have to worry about it. As Teddy, now I'm trying to deal with the Ezreal Leona. It's been a great lane for many, many years. As Roma needing to worry about Scout and dropping these noxious blasts. And now that the Twin Fangs have come in, Cassio does have a better time here in this lane. Zenith played already for Lehends. And Namgung taking a lot of damage. This is what happens. The Sunlight gets procced, and the Rakan just really has a rough time. Also, you go for an engage, and Leona just stuns you, and you just have an awful time.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not an unknown thing. In fact, that this lane was going to lose. I think everybody was aware of it. Yep. This top lane a little bit more volatile, but likely to be favored to the Rumble. And
it's Kingen's Rumble, man. This is his best champ.
That counter pick Syndra, you know, just keeps being under turret into Cassiopeia every time. I don't know. I'm noticing a pattern. I think maybe the rest of the drafters in our league are not noticing the same pattern that I've been noticing, where it doesn't win the lane.
Well, what I'm noticing is the bros struggling to find any tempo advantages in this early game, meaning that we have a slight advantage for Nongshim. That maybe
I think
they're looking for mid-game power.
Yeah, I think they have tempo vibes right now. Nobody's dead.
Yeah.
Roma 1-0 on Syndra? Tell me that's not tempo vibes right now.
100% win rate? Namgung 0% loss rate on Rakan?
Uh-oh. That Lehends number is pretty big.
Yeah, Lehends also with the 0% loss rate. But Scout, you know, and Sponge and Kingen, true equilibrium, which is now going to be ruined in one direction or another.
Yeah.
A little bit of a shame.
They have played these champions a lot.
All right, here's a bit of a fight towards the bottom side. Diable taking some damage. Teddy with a force shot in hand, as Roma will discover Sponge in the area. Not going to be taken down by the Jarvan just yet. So that gold lead is still going to be that 200 mark.
Yeah. I think that Sponge feels pretty comfortable right now to do this. Just annoy these Raptors and then look for a play on the Roamer who went up into the river. So now he's going to have to wrap fully around while the wave is away from him. This is so annoying for Roamer. Counter matchup, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, the counter matchup doesn't matter too much when there is an extra dude in the lane. Gold Jarvan.
I'll use anything to fit my narrative. Right, I'm so tired of this Syndra counter pick to the
No, I also just like, are you even allowed to call it a counter pick? Because I feel like it's a matchup that we see won by the Cassio.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a counter, but that they keep picking it after the Cassiopeia, which makes it technically a counter pick.
Yeah.
It's not a counter. It's the second pick afterwards.
Well, this is looking pretty good for Gideon, as Sponge is taking a fair bit of damage. Scout does have the inside track, though, as Gideon, that was a very weird safeguard option. As, oh, he's going to look to try and kill him. But the flash is now down. Namgung looking for an angle towards Scout, but Lehends is going to show up, and it's Gideon that's taken out. Sponge's revenge as the Q is going to skewer him.
I'm not going to lie. Well, actually, I did lie. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm coming clean.
Okay.
Not for 1 second did I feel any tempo vibes for Bro in this game.
Yeah,
You're not having it.
I didn't really see it either.
I feel like we have to be honest, we have to come clean here, because the whole thing about tempo vibes is that they're real and not totally fake that we made up, and so I did just totally fake make them up.
I do think as well.
I'm a bro predictor.
when it comes to the bro tax, I think they're gonna need way more bro tax than is even like available to be given.
Yeah, there might not be enough money in the world.
Yeah,
Twitch
or
points.
channel points.
Yeah, exactly.
In the world.
So Lee Sin here going to flash this play and then goes back in, and initially you're like, wow, except that the instant flash comes there from the Jarvan.
And the miasma is everywhere!
Yeah, you're on the wrong side of the fight. That Syndra peel attempt was feeble at best, but I mean, it was very close for Gideon. Very, very close, but going too deep. This is what Gideon does on the Lee Sin, but usually he gets the kill. Usually it works out, and he miscalculates here a little bit. It's really hard to play Lee Sin when you can't do the moving thing. They didn't even need Poppy for that.
Yeah, and it was into a Cassio face-up, right? This is something that Gideon knew that he was going to have to play around this game. Miasma, very problematic. But Scout hasn't been able to find wins. Wow.
That was so satisfying. Oh my god. I almost
crazy
Atlus like Jhin.
All right. Well, at least we got that one on camera. Feels good. Diable, obviously, not too worse for wear after that. Just going to continue stacking his tier and all that sort of business. Minions being thrown around here in this mid lane. But Scout able just to move in, and Petrifying Gaze not going to quite get the stun, as now Lehends might need to find a way out of this, as he does have the Eclipse wear off. But Gideon just decides that he's heading towards the top side, and the bro's not going to do too much more. 1.2k is the advantage here for Nongshim.
Yeah, I mean, just straight up good lanes and an early advantage. Yeah, this lane for Roamer he's going to get some of these minions, but just kind of getting bopped a little bit in this early game. Teddy's doing a good job here in the 1v1 until Sponge and crew show up, then he's going to have less fun. There's less health bar now from Diable's true shot.
I'm not going to hit all the bullets either, as Lehends and Sponge show up, and he does clear out the wave. And he's got Cleanse. Lehends might die. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Last turret shot doesn't come through. And so Teddy's just dead.
You know, maybe Deacon was right. Maybe it is just Brover.
Hang on.
They just turned Teddy into Deddy, man.
I hadn't paid my bro tax yet, so I'm just gonna put a sorry.
That's good. I don't want a scandal or anything. Better get in there.
That's
Everybody watch the chat. It's being recorded.
Yeah. If you haven't paid your bro tax, please put a bro tax and a sorry in the chat. Okay? It's okay if you come clean now. You don't get anything taken away from you or anything like that. It's just fine.
And when Bro's in the Rise group, you can't file for an extension, so. All right, so Diable takes some damage here initially, is able to avoid that last shot there. And Teddy, I mean, clears the wave, but Lehends just heals to close the gap faster. I mean, there's nothing really to explain here except Lehends gets away before that turret aggro comes through, or the last turret shot.
And I think Teddy had a feeling that he might have been dead because he decided not to use any buttons at all underneath that turret. And I think maybe he could have possibly had a better chance of killing Lehends.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
Also maybe having Flash and Cleanse is a good idea.
Maybe if you use your summoners, then they just do it again, and you don't have them, and you die again. Is the thought process.
Yeah. Okay. I am seeing these sorries, by the way. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, chat.
Do the right thing, chat.
Yeah, coming up with the bro tax.
They need your help right now. They're 1,500 gold behind.
Let's see whether this actually does pull that needle back. Maybe Gideon is just going to find the sickest kick angle.
Yeah, maybe this is, once he does that, we'll all just realize the whole draft was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It wasn't an issue at all. As the Grubs are going to go over to Nongshim.
What if Scout never hits a Noxious Blast, by the way? Because Roma just dodged 3 in a row and it looked really cool.
Yeah, he's...
Maybe that's your bro tax at work.
Yeah, that's probably what just happened. Scout's also moving fast because he can build shoes now.
And he has better shoes than Roma.
When are they going to make a champion that can get 2 shoes? Like 2 boots?
Whoa, that's crazy, man.
The next champion should just be able to buy 2 different types of boots. Like you could get Merc Treads and Sork shoes.
How many legs would they have if they get to buy 2 shoes? When like even champions that have more than 2
Okay,
legs?
what if it's like a 4-legged animal and it's got 2 boots on the front 2 feet and then 2 boots on the back 2 feet?
Ah, because Boris sells them in pairs.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. But we already have Alistair.
Yeah, but he walks on 2 feet.
Yeah, but he's got 4 hooves.
Well, I mean, I don't think he wants to wear the boots on his hands or front.
He doesn't have hands, he's got hooves,
You know what I
man.
mean? On his hoof hands. He's got hoof hands. Maybe Rel's boots would like disappear, the second boots, when she transforms back onto being upright.
It would be pretty funny to have, like, he's got the gluttonous greaves on his hooves. It's Teddy.
See, that's why you save your cleanse. There you go. I told you guys. He's probably still dead.
Wait, hang on. No. Oh, no. He flashes this time around. Does use it, as there's the grand entrance.
Calculated!
And look, it does save him the second time around. Now the curtains are being called. You've got a bit of a roam down from Roma, which is a bit on the nose, but it's going to work out here as Namgung might just be dead. Does get a nice knock-up onto Sponge. Makes his way out. Deadly Flourish. Gideon, is this Tax to work? There we go! The last hit with the Sonic Wave is the weirdest way to pick up the kill, and I love it. As Casting finds a boomerang to slow down Lehends, has to flash. The Deadly Flourish, the power of Brotax.
It just brought the bros together, all of them, into the bottom lane, with the exception of Romer, who couldn't join, but he wanted to. He's just unfortunately playing this counter pick that doesn't get prio, or win lane, or scale better than the Cassiopeia.
But
Gideon's here. Maybe Scout's in trouble now.
Petrifying Gaze comes down. The Unleashed Power not doing that much damage here as he flashes for the Scat of the Week. There's the knockup from Namgung. And Gideon, like, what the heck? They are doing the thing. They're doing the thing.
They got the tempo vibes. I'm feeling the vibes now. As Teddy, he's really feeling the vibes as well. A different type of vibe.
Yeah, the vibes aren't great for Teddy on the bottom
he's
side of the
doing
map.
the weak side vibe, weak side Jhin vibes.
I think he's being a bit of an Eeyore in this game. Not exactly the greatest of the vibes as he gets tagged by Trishot Barrage there as well.
Teddy has it in his dating profile that he enjoys a good weak side Jhin game. Late night. He's like, he has a clip of that wave clear from earlier with the bouncing bomb.
Yeah, he's sitting alone with like only his reading light on. He's like, I just really like a good weak side gin and tonic. You know?
Punish me, Jarvan. All right.
That's too much.
Yeah. Okay, so he does not, in fact, get punished, and he saves the game here, right? He's able to survive, bait them in. Lehends shows up, and then Gideon is like, actually, Wolf, actually, counterpick to the Cassiopeia, even though he used the ultimate, like when Scout was at full health here. Romer gets the flash scatter. Gideon gets on top of him.
And honestly, like, you get the kill with that, it's absolutely fine to go back to farming. Kingen had to flash. Gideon is taking names everywhere.
Yeah, remember
the clips and then just decides he's going to go kill everyone.
Remember in the early game we almost had that kill. It backfired, but that's the near success that we're now seeing actually realized in real success. The weak side Jhin has moved to the top side. Yeah. Teddy is going to let this turret go. It is going to be first brick over to Nongshim here.
Teddy was like, I can wait. I don't do any damage. That's okay. The curtains are still going to get called on Kingen here as they do get some knockups. The quickness comes on down as well, and there is nothing he can do. This pick comp is getting picks.
Yeah.
Ignore this. This is not what you want.
Look, he's going to get his 2-item spike really fast as Ezreal, and there's nothing they can do about it. But the Jhin is only 1,400 gold behind. Yeah, you tell him, Teddy. But he's eventually going to get this turret down, right? I mean, there's nobody responding. They killed Kingen. He doesn't have TP. Teddy just needs another wave and mini reloads, and then he'll get that turret. So Bro's tempo vibe's still alive.
Yeah, the problem is, like, they haven't actually moved the needle on the gold, like, at all.
Yeah.
So they need to do more than this.
Because the fact is, the cross map is the same amount of value, but with less resources. So, okay, we're in again.
We're scattering the weak. Lehends is not weak, though. He's got Eclipse.
Can he get a little
he just
sweep?
never dies. Oh,
He's reloading!
Oh, no.
Oh, Atlus.
And first turret went over to Nongshim already, and so it wasn't exactly that much of a payday anyway, as Lehends finds a Solar Flare. Captain Jack, is that you? Nicely done there from Teddy.
Oh,
still has to use the cleanse.
So close to getting that turret. If he gets it, gets away, it's totally fine, but unfortunately he doesn't get it. Still significantly far behind. But we'll see what happens next. If Nongshim want to try to dive him, I don't think it's a good idea anymore. Even though he still doesn't have his flash. As Syndra is kind of pinned down here. I don't think she can come over to help, so Nongshim is still considering a point. I mean, somebody's going to have to come and get this turret. Roamer may just have to TP. He's trying to get his way over, and now Namgung and Gideon are going to help escort him over. But so much gold goes over to Nongshim. Like, they got all this plate gold. All these minions are dying. There's no one getting the minions in mid.
This is, it feels like Bro are playing a different style of game to Nongshim completely. They've just decided that they don't really care about lane states or anything like that. They want to play none of your fancy macro and stuff like that. We're just going to move around and kill people if we can. As Scout yells at Casting, but Casting wasn't looking.
Yeah, that was a good moment for Bro there. Gideon's just going to let this Herald go. Can't believe we've already gotten to Herald spawn in this slow kill game where Bro have kind of been fishing with this Lee Sin, but haven't actually been able to otherwise get any firm hold on the map. Namgung, you are, I don't know.
Well, yeah, he's gonna watch.
Sometimes you go for the Quill Steal.
Yeah, I've seen that take a Baron before. As Namgung and Lehends are kind of fighting each other, Roamer is going to spot Sponge. Flash Cataclysms. The Equalizer comes down. That is a Volcano and a very dead Syndra.
But Gideon's going to get this Dragon at least, so we get something on the other side of the map. But this gold advantage for this Ezreal, and now the Rumble starting to stack up. They're going to get this turret. It's 2 turrets for them after this. And that...
I mean, it's a Drake, though.
It's
a Cloud Soul.
Cloud Soul. I mean, are we vibing? I'm not sure.
I mean, I am.
Namgung is.
He's going to go in on a Leona.
I feel like Lehends reminds these young players what Leona does all the time. He's like, you can't engage on me. It doesn't work.
And now it's like Nongshim moved into the river to fight for the honor of the dragon, now that the dragon has been slain.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a whole lot to do down there. Still, we're going to see this one once again.
Yeah, I mean, Roamer here has to just give up this turret, right? That's the concept that he's got. He's like, well, I can't hold this. But then Sponge just gets on top of him anyways, and there's an Equalizer layered. Kingen picks up the kill, and they get the turret. So a huge win in terms of gold. Bro have picked up some money here and there, right? It's Gideon who's got the gold lead right now, and it's not a massive lead for Nongshim. The problem is it's just on the Ezreal is the big lead. And he's got 2 items that hasn't transformed yet because he got it so fast, but getting very close to doing so. And then how do Bro operate around teamfights without map control with this draft that doesn't have a front line for the Jhin? It's a good question that they're going to have to tell me the answer, as I don't know the answer right now myself.
Maybe you'll find out, though, you know, as Lehends having a bit of fun with the Cloud Rift. And that is Shelly going to knock down this outer turret in the mid lane. That gold lead now going to expand to 2.6k. And all right. So the macro, not something that the Bros have really excelled at so far this game. But maybe they're not doing that. Maybe they're doing Mac Bro, which is engaging onto Lehends no matter what. And you know what? They might be able to kill him. The second bullet from Teddy is going to be able to take down the Leona. Congrats.
They only used 3 ultimates.
Yeah, and dude, that's the Mac Bro. That's what we just saw.
There's the Namgung ultimate, Teddy ultimate, and the Roamer ultimate, and eventually Lehends did die.
Yeah.
Even with his belt harness.
Someone got some gold from that, okay? And it was Teddy.
He got CC'd, he got CC'd to get one more, and then one more, and then now they're going to do the damage. They don't have the CC anymore. He's trying to run, but they did enough damage. He cannot escape.
Yep. And Leona is then surrounded by glowing orbs, which I feel is fitting. when, you know, she's all sun-themed.
Yeah,
Like that. That's
especially
cool.
with the skin.
Yeah, I appreciate the Inquisitor Syndra for that. Maybe we should call it
They kill
Sundra.
Scout? That's not a turret. That's Teddy. That's Teddy's last shot turret right there.
Yeah, that is, in fact, that could be Quilled, I think. But that is going to be a Petrifying Gaze that only really connects onto Roma, and he is still going to be able to grab the kill onto Scout, who was sitting under a turret that was hanging on by its last leg,
they are,
if that.
I say this unironically. They are braccoing.
Are they beginning to believe?
They are. I mean, I am. I know Degon's not, but
What about Lawrence Fishburne? Is he?
maybe. But I haven't spoken to him, so.
All right, fair enough.
We do have a bit of a cross map here in the mid lane, so it's going to be an inner for an outer and three plates.
Bit of an inner?
Yeah, 3 plates on an inner. We're just doing a bit of a trade. The trade is starting to spread a lot of gold around Bro in general, though. Like,
yeah, honestly,
actually,
the Mac Bro is kind of working.
It's working, right? Like, now Romer has a gold lead. He's evened up this matchup. And the gold lead hasn't changed for Diable, even though he was able to push down that entire inner turret. So, you know, if they're not fighting with their two-item spike on the Ezreal, do they even really have one? He's just using it on the turrets. As I was very worried for a moment when they didn't just one person right-click that turret that somehow this was going to turn into a disaster. But eventually they got the turret down, they got the kill onto Scout, got the turret, and 3 plates. And the game, I mean, look at all the standing gold on the map here for Bro. There's 3 plates in mid, 2 plates on the outside. This game could even up real quick.
It could. Look, so I went into this. There's a Scout of the Week onto Lehends. Thankfully, they do still go back home instead of just trying to kill the Leona again.
Just peeling for the back there.
Yeah, but what I was going to say was I came into this series not knowing who was going to win. And then I saw the draft and I was like, wow, smooth sailing for Nongshim. I forgot that we have absolutely no idea how Rise Group games are going to go.
We just
and I still have no idea.
Whenever we do Rise post-Legend, we always have this weird headspace where we're like, oh, it's a Legend group team again. No.
Yeah, that's why we say so many weird things in the second series.
Like, say things like, I think this draft is not good for Bro. What a silly assumption I had.
Yeah, and weak side Jhin and Tonic.
That was a good thing, though. I liked that part.
I like that one.
What came afterwards might have been too much, but
sometimes you have to toe the line to understand where the line is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that's very important.
I haven't had an F-bomb drop on a League of Legends broadcast yet, but I know a few others have.
And you do get away with at least one. At least, I'm pretty sure. I know that Chronicler did until he got fired. As Kingen, yeah, he's underneath his turret. That is going to be a throw into the wall. Gideon could do the same thing here. But Kingen is just going to kind of walk at them with a flamethrower. Scout is going to yell very loud, but doesn't quite find it. Gideon with the safeguard, but he's still burning. Ticking, the poison finishes him off.
Don't try to kill the hens. Don't do it, Romer. Nope, go the other way.
Yeah, he is going to go the other way, but I think he still went a little bit too close. Grabbed some splinters, though. That's something. And Soul Point was denied here by Nongshim. They do manage to take the first Cloud Dragon of the game.
Though, for Nongshim, they have too much damage here.
Oh, wait, never mind. Bro only had 1 dragon. I'm crazy.
But, we're all crazy.
I don't know whether this Baron is a thing. I don't know whether this should happen. I mean, Gideon's dead.
Oh, that's
still. Sponge is going to go in, and Teddy is going to shut him down. The scatter is too good. Out of Roma. True Shot Barrage doing 0. Did a lot of damage to the rock, I'm pretty sure, but I couldn't see its health bar.
So that scatter just saved the play here for the side of Bro. And I don't even know if it was on purpose, but you know what? If you're that confident with the Syndra, you can pick it. I'll trust you. I'll trust you, Romer. As they wanted to get this turret real bad, but they cannot get it. The wallop's not going to hit. Casting good flash there, but they still end up getting burned down as its shield goes away.
Yeah, a little bit of a shame there.
Watch the scatter, though. Watch Romer.
It was like sideways, right? Oh my god, he
all
hit
4.
3!
I think it hit all 4.
Did it hit Lehends as well, but he was already coming on the Zenith Blade?
Yeah.
That would make some sense. And then the Rock took so much damage, once again missed the health bar.
Crazy play there, because if the Jarvan engage goes off, they might actually just get, at least lose some people. The Baron is definitely going to go over to Nongshim, but his scatter was massive.
Yeah, and the amount of damage that Teddy was able to actually do there as well was kind of nutty with Ghostblade and the Storm Razor complete. It's not exactly an item spike, even if it does feel good, especially when you get the rapid fire cannon, which Teddy is making his way to now. All right, Gideon looking for an angle towards Diable. Diable teaches him that's how you hit a Q. Scatter. Oh, this is the target but it's really wanted.
It's a Leona. Be careful. Let Lehends leave.
All right, well, The Bros, a bit of a K-ramp.
And, I mean, they sort of have control of the bottom side of the map here. Oh, Scout, potential pick target.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage. You're going to connect from GIDEON, decides not to go in.
If
no flash for the kick flash play.
Only they committed to killing the Cassiopeia like they committed to killing the Leona. But
True.
They weren't.
But it's not a Leona, so, I mean, that's not part of the macro.
Yeah.
Macro is kill Leona, okay?
Nongshim still have a 2,000 gold lead, which is, I think, really just primarily in the turret advantage they have in this game. It's these two turrets fall and the game is dead even, and now we're at a 3-item Ezreal, but the Jhin, like you say, he's not anything to write home about, but he's got a lot of setup in this draft now.
Hang on a second. There was a Lehends to engage on, Wolf.
Yeah, no,
I
they...
was thinking that maybe they'd pull the trigger.
I thought they might, but they realized there were more people there, so they didn't do it.
Kingen wrapping around. Nongshim look like they have a date with the Baron, and that's what Sponge is going to head towards now.
There's a TP for casting. If they realize this is happening, which I think, they know it's a possibility.
I mean, there's no vision. And this Baron is already at half health. They've got a Cassiopeia. They have to go in. They have to, like, try and get this steal as GIDEON. He's not going to be able to. It's just daylight robbery here as there's Lehends. Obviously, they're going to go for the engage with Sponge with the Cataclysm. Oh, no, it's a barbecue as they just light them all on fire. Casting, he's got Megan up, and it's a little too late. And Teddy is defecting. He's heading the other direction. And Diable realizing that he can actually teamfight. He's allowed to. He's hit a few items now. Casting's going to make it underneath his turret. True Shot Barrage not going to find the Gnar. And
Teddy!
yeah, Nongshim kind of put him in their place.
Teddy!
Oh, there's Lehends. We can shoot this one. Oh, he's reloading at them very aggressively. Does have a nice cleanse and does find the shot. Now Scout. Can he actually kill him? No petrifying gaze available. Teddy's running so fast, but I don't think it's going to matter. Once again, a reload, and once again, a dead Jhin. As
Teddy
Scout
was
picks
really,
it up.
he was really trying to showcase the value of Stormrazor in that moment. But it wasn't about, he got Lehends, and then he ran a lot and tried to get energized. But this is sort of a half contest, right? Like they realize, okay, we can't get the Baron, we have to win a team fight, so they go in to try to get Lehends and then cut off the retreat. But as they go in, they get completely destroyed because they're not ahead in this game and they engaged onto a Leona. But then Teddy makes it right. And solidarity for his team, he kills the Leona.
Yes,
he sacrifices his life for it, but you know what?
He's like, mission accomplished. I think actually they had like a quest in this game, and the quest at the side of the screen said kill Leona.
Yeah, 0 out of 1.
Yeah, 0 out of 1. And you know how annoying that is. Yeah. You know, you've really got to do the quests first.
Actually, I guess it would have been kill 2 Leonas, 0 or 1.
Because what if the next quest is kill Rumble?
Yeah.
Right? And then, like,
it's a prerequisite.
You missed the kill credit because you haven't killed the Leona yet.
Yeah, it's a prerequisite quest. Okay, I got it.
Well, I guess they have killed him twice.
Yeah, it was actually a 1 out of 2, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Side. Well, the map control isn't going to get better for HANJIN BRION anytime soon. Scout's going to leave. Oh, he wanted to.
Yeah, he gets scattered. Does manage to dash cannon forward. He's now just angry about the whole situation. Just wants to kill Roma. But there's the kick back onto Scout. Kingen's turned up, though. Now GIDEON in a lot of trouble. The Scout of the week is not going to work onto Kingen because he ain't weak. And he's just going to burn down the Syndra. In goes Namgung, though, looking for a little bit of an angle towards Scout. It's a decent little Q there as Kingen goes golden. But there are a lot of members of the Bros here. I still am worried about this whole situation. Yeah, ignore the base, Wolf. It's not about that. It's about killing the Rumble and getting the quest completion.
I think they just lost the game, but they got the top kills.
All right, they killed Kingen, but they had to trade their Nexus for it. And maybe that is what the Mac Bro dictated. As Lehends, I mean, he almost got the last hit on the Nexus, so you can tell why he was the main bad guy. Nongshim, 1-0 in the series so far.
I really did not like the draft for HANJIN BRION, but I don't think this game was even a little bit about that. It was about a Leona